This video is for anybody interested in collecting micrometeorites. You'll be the coolest kid in town. And a good place to start is this book by John Larson. It basically, about half of it is dedicated to what to not look for or areas to not look, because a lot of the ones that you might collect around your house have a high likelihood of being man-made. So for instance, I think this one, for instance, is from a firework or from welding material. You might find spherical objects that look like micrometeorites but are not. So the best place that you could go is outside and try to get away from, urbanization as best as possible. I'm lucky in that I live in Utah, so we could go out to the foothills and go for walks and collect. And so what do you collect with? You could find online, you could get, this is my stick here that I use. It's actually for picking up shotgun shells, but it has a magnetic tip at the bottom, and it's called the pick stick here. But as you can see, anything that has an iron content, it's going to get picked up by it. And so once you've collected in a Ziploc bag, then when you get back home, you can just scrape all of that back onto a piece of paper. And then from here, you want to investigate further. Now you are looking for something spherical, because when meteors enter our atmosphere, or meteoroids enter our atmosphere, they burn up and then they re-solidify into spherical objects. I just so happen to have an otoscope because my partner is a pediatrician, and so I'm able to then look through this at a magnification of a few times, and that allows me to at least pick up what might be spherical in this pile here. Now, once you notice something that might be spherical, then you could use just a needle, and because it will attract something magnetically, then when you get close to it, as you'll see, it'll pick up that material. You can then scrape it onto a slide, or a piece of paper onto a slide rather. And then finally, you can get into the investigation of what that object looks like, and then pick out specifically the spherical object. So I already have a slide prepared from a collection I did the other day. So if we look into this, okay, there it is. You'll notice on the right side, that's what I'm after. Now, it's not guaranteed that it's a micrometeorite, but at least because it's spherical, it has a much higher probability than the thing to its left there. And so that's what I then would collect and put into a jar. So you'll have to sacrifice a piece of Tupperware in this endeavor, but it's worth it. And so, yeah, that's kind of a basic setup here. In terms of microscopes, you can find something online for not too expensive as well. Obviously, in place of an otoscope, which is pretty expensive, you could find another magnetic eyepiece. And then using a needle has been one of the best ways to actually get a very small sample of what I'm interested in to put on a slide. So that's my method. Please share other methods that you've used that you think would be helpful to others as well.